Well guys, I'm just started it up, probably for the 5th or 6th time. She runs good with the PZ30 carb. I might need to time it over time. I'll do a timing job on her and a valve adjustment. She burns really clean. Anyway, if I put the kickstand down, it will shut off. So I never had a bike like that, to where if you put the kickstand down, it would actually shut off. Anyway, I got the phone holder here. I took it for one spin already, under 25 miles an hour for the break-in period. I figured if I go by their break-in period, the speed in the first 300 miles should not be over 25 miles an hour. So I figured if I go 25 miles an hour, that's 4 hours would be 100 miles. So we're talking 12 hours of riding under 25 miles an hour. So I can just do some trail riding and just not go too fast, for like 12 hours. And then I'll change the oil, and then she'll be all dialed in to where she's running good. But one thing, guys, this bike, they said it came fully assembled, which, it did, but there were so many loose bolts on this bike. This right here, this is like a chain pulley. It spins. It was almost falling off. So I had to tighten this. I didn't have to tighten this one, but I checked it. I'm going to go through and Loctite all these, but everything else was loose on this bike. I mean, where the shock meets down underneath, all that was loose. These fenders were tight though. These fender pieces were tight. The brakes, these bolts were tight. My spokes were all tight, so nothing's loose there. But a lot of this was just loose. That was tight, the axle bolt there. But I mean, this, that was loose. There were several things that were loose, so you really have to go through this bike and make sure you tighten up before you take your first ride, because there was at least 10 bolts and that were loose. I put 93 octane in because I didn't have a choice of 92. It says right here, use 92 octane gasoline only. So I put 93 in, which is just one higher than 92, so it's all good. I put my phone holder on. It's really tight. I mean, it's really nice. I'm going to take a video later with that. I haven't taken off my sticker covers yet. I'll wait on that for a little bit. Anyway, I mean, starting up this bike, she just sounded really powerful. I really like the bike so far. It just seems like it has a lot of power. I had to talk to them, and them being Orion Power Sports, what this was. This is an engine breather tube. This is, so I just stuck it in here. It doesn't connect to anything. So it's just, I just put it in there, and it pushes air out and sucks it in and stuff. And this right here, this is the air filter. That's not the battery box like I thought it was. So that's like a moisture drain down there, and then this line goes into the top. Up, it just looks like this, but up on top there's a nipple that this goes in, and this, what this line is it's a engine vent tube also. So you just leave it connected. The chain seems fine. It'll tighten up. I have a Fast Ace shock. That's what it said on their website. So it is adjustable. I just don't know how to adjust it right now. But it's got a nice seat handle on it for your passenger or something. I thought it was going to come with passenger foot pegs. So I'll have to get those, I guess. If my girl wants to come with me on a ride, I have to get some foot pegs for her. I've started it up about 6 times just to break it in with heat cycles. Did one ride kind of down the street and around the yard. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with this bike. I super glued this on because it broke in transit, and then I just put a piece of tape over it so water wouldn't get in here. So that's my license plate light. All the lights work. And right now I'm just kicking it over until I get my non-leak battery, which will go on this side. So the non-leak battery goes in here. This is where the compartment is, right here. So I thought it was on the other side, but that's the air filter, and it's really cool. The air filter has 2 slide-out air filters. It's really neat. I think they did a good job on it. It would be really easy to clean the air filters. I really like the kick. This guard gets hot. So you know, I kind of would like to have a welder make something to go off of that guard to where I don't burn my leg or anything. I just don't want to, you know, I like to ride in shorts, so I have to have that done. You know, everything works good. So I'm pretty happy with this. Just gonna have to make sure nothing gets loose, and I gotta Loctite everything. It's air cooled. This is where the air goes in. It just kind of feeds in through these vents here and forms a channel, and that fender helps too bring that air in. And I gotta tighten this up. That's my only loose nut and bolt on this thing right now would be this. But she starts on the kicks, you know, and she sounds really good. I mean, really powerful. So I'm just going to break it in nice and slow. I don't want to mess anything up. But like I said, this bike was very loose, as in the bolts. You really gotta check this over. And I did. I thought they looked pretty tight to begin with, but man, I found like 6 important bolts. All the important ones were loose, and I was kind of disappointed because I thought that would have been looked over when I got it. So I thought everything was going to be tight, but you cannot rely on anybody but yourself. So make sure things are connected, electrical's connected. All the bolts, nuts and bolts. The choke works really good. I like this. I just put it on full choke, start it up, and I rev it up and get it nice and warmed up. And if you think it needs a little bit more rich, and you put it up a little bit, you think it's warmed up and it's need to be leaned out, and you just push it back. The carburetor is working good so far. I'm very happy with it. So I hope it continues to work good. The first 4 times I started it up, it would idle and eventually die. And I would kind of get like a small little backfire or something. But now it just idles and stays on. So with just a slight little puff. So I just think it just needs to be broken in. After these 12 hours of riding, I'm going to change the oil. And then she'll be broken in. So the kickstand does turn it off if you put the kickstand to the ground, which I don't like that feature. So I might disconnect that. Let's start her up. There it is. I've got to lean it over. To keep it running. There's my turn signal. My horn. Let's turn the lights on. This right here is a daytime running light. That's just a little light right there for daytime. And then there is the low beam light. And then it's got the high beam. Right there. So it just actually died. I think I just need to ride it to get it warmed up, and that's what I heard on YouTube. You gotta get these warmed up, and then they'll idle. So I just hope I don't have any problems with the carb, and she's good to go. I did buy 2 locks for it that go right through here. You can get them on Walmart, and they bolt through, and so you can get it for the back. I got 2 of them, one for the back, one for the front. They work great. Gives you peace of mind. Plus I got security, so that's a good thing. So anyway, that was the startup. It idled for a little bit. It's fairly cold, so that's probably why I didn't want to idle too long. But when it got warmed up, the idle stayed on. So I'm just going to take it for a cruise, and that'll be that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've learned a lot about this bike. So if you have any questions, give me a holler, and have fun on yours. If you're thinking about getting one. I think I made a good choice. So the only thing I think I really have a problem would be the carburetor, but so far, like I said, I rode it once down the street. It was good. I just need to break it in. I think they did update the PZ30 carburetor. So maybe if I do have problems with it, I will get the Mikuni carburetor, which I hear is really good. And that's only like $30. So that's a good investment for a better carburetor that will make your bike run better. So it's no big deal. So I'm going to just get as much as I can out of this carburetor and have a fun ride. Alright, thanks for watching, guys and gals. Later.